going on, everyone? Eddie Martinez here with the Recording Connection, and welcome to your additional supplemental video for lesson number 11, an introduction to audio processing. So go ahead and fire up your Pro Tools and we'll get started. Alright guys, so hopefully you have your Pro Tools session brought up. If you don't have Pro Tools with you right now, what I still want you to do, watch this video, take plenty of notes, and apply this as soon as you get the chance to. So what we're going to be learning right now is something called loop recording, which is extremely handy. Essentially what it is it gives you the ability to record over and over and over a specific segment of music until you get the right take. A lot of times what this is also used for is if you have an artist who recorded something, it sounds phenomenal, and then later on it sounds a little sketchy, but then it sounds great. You could just go ahead and re-record that small segment where it didn't sound so perfect, and then have plenty of different options to choose from with loop recording. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and listen to a little example of how this track sounds like, and then I'll explain what I'm going to do next from there. Okay, so what we just listened to was about 12 measures of music, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and record, or I'm going to go ahead and record myself saying a bunch of heys and yas. At first, what I'm going to do is from measure 5 up until measure 12, I'm just going to say hey just a bunch of times, which is, it's going to be okay. I'm not going to be like really singing it. I'm just going to really be using it for this tutorial purpose. So don't judge me on that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to replace the heys with yas somewhere towards the middle or towards the end, just to kind of mix up the sound and not have it sound so repetitive, which is still going to sound pretty repetitive, but it's just for the purpose of understanding how to use loop recording, of course. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit record. Enter. Go to the beginning of this track. Okay, we're going to record and enable our transport. We're going to go ahead and record and enable our track right here, and as you can hear a little bit of a delay or ghosting of my voice. Okay, cool. So this means we're pretty much ready. I'm going to hit play, and then from measure 5 and beyond, I'm just going to say hey a bunch of times. Okay. Hey, 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 hey. So of course, I'm not going to be on American Idol anytime soon with my singing. Let me go ahead and take this enabled track off. Okay, so of course, like I already knew, it's gonna sound pretty repetitive, and I want to go ahead and mix it up a little bit. So from measures 10 through the beginning of measure 12, so for these two bars right here, or two measures right here, I'm gonna go ahead and replace that with yeah. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go to record in your transport right here, and hit Control and click right over it, and you'll see this is going to change a little bit. This button will change a little bit. You'll get a D, you'll get a little loop, and you'll get a P. What we want it on is the loop function. Okay, so this is going to allow us to do multiple takes in a recording, and then pick and choose which one we want to use. So now that we have that, the next thing you want to do is set the parameter from the beginning to end of the segment that you want to go ahead and record. So for me, it's going to be from measures 10 to 12. As discussed before, and actually I have the wrong thing pulled up. As you can see, it turned blue. We don't want that. We want that red. So I'm gonna have to turn on the mic again. So now it turned red. You can hear my voice kind of ghosting a bit. And as you can tell, it's from the beginning of measure 10 to the beginning of measure 12, or the end of measure 11, really. Okay. The next thing you want to do is just go ahead and hit play, and get set to re-record that one segment. So I'm going to replace the heys with yas, and I'm going to do that right now. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, the reason why that didn't happen is because I didn't record and enable the track, so let's redo that. Okay, now we're ready. yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so as you could tell, the third take I did differently, or the third take where actually my voice was on. The last take I did differently, just so we have something to pick and choose from. Now, as you could tell, I don't know if you really noticed, but these takes have also been included right here in the clips area. So you could definitely see, that I have some new takes, and that's going to be from, it looks like right here, I believe. Yeah, from right here and below. Actually, right here, starting at 1. But another way you could do this, obviously, the first way you could do this is you can go ahead and grab the clip and then just move it over where you want it. And as you could tell, I didn't do any recording there, so it's pretty much useless. I can go to the second one, and I have Yaz, and let's go ahead and hear that. Hey, 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 yeah, 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 hey, 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 hey. Okay, so as you could tell, now that's something that's available for me to go ahead and mix in there. And also with the clips is if I wanted to go ahead and just move this, this clip wherever I want, I could obviously layer on top of another place. But you usually don't want to do that. You just want to go ahead and put it in the segment that it was originally meant for. Another way that you can go ahead and choose the recording that you want is you can go ahead and right-click over it, and it'll give you some options to matching alternatives. So right now we already know that we're using the second option, but if I wanted to go ahead and quickly, select the fourth one where I say it kind of differently, I could go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and hear how that sounds just from like around measure 9. Hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so that's how loop recording works. It's actually a really great alternative to just, trying to re-record an entire segment just to get one little part that you want to sound the right way. And it gives you an opportunity to pick and choose different, takes to your liking as well. And of course you could even, choose a, if you even like, let's say, take 2, and you just want to use the first part of that, you can go ahead and then just cut it right there at measure 11, and then use another take and use the tail end of, let's say, the third take that you used, and only use the back end of it, or the second half of that. So I mean, obviously loop recording is a very powerful tool. It definitely gives you plenty more options, and I hope you guys use it. Alright guys, that's all the information that I have for you today, but of course it's up to you to put this knowledge to use. Now don't forget to jump back into your Recording Connection workbook and just double check to see if you have any mandatory supplemental reading assignments to turn in for this week. Now if you feel shaky on any of this material, what you need to do is go back into your provided textbook and reread that material. Just remember that these videos are only a supplement to your education. Okay? Now if you're watching this video online and you want to know more about the recording process, and you want to learn how to become a recording engineer in just 6 months, what you need to do is you need to check out the recordingconnection.com or call the provided number. Our staff is actually going to set you up with an engineer in your town or in a town near you. We have tons of locations all across the US and parts of Canada, and we're actually really proud to say that we have more than a 72% hiring success rate thanks to our student advisor that comes with your enrollment. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys a little bit later.